mtapatiwa cutaways ya mkutano, si ndio? Mnaita cutaways ziwasaidie. Do you have other colleagues coming in? Asante sana. Don't. Let me advise my people loudly. Never whisper in front of a microphone. It is on. So don't try and whisper to me.
Yeah, actually.
I advised you even in cabinet. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen of the Fourth Estate, for your patience as we deal with these very sensitive issues that are affecting members of the public across the country, and for these purposes, Nairobi County. We've had an extensive meeting today with the leadership of the county government that includes the health sector, led by the CEC, the chief officers, directors, and the CEOs, the chief executive officer of Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, the chief executive officer of Mbagathi County Hospital, the chief executive officer of Mama Rachel Mutwini Hospital, and the chief executive officer of Pumwani Maternity Hospital, as well as representatives of the other facilities. Nairobi runs more than 100 facilities, and we serve millions of people. I'm very pleased that we also had leadership from 19 different unions, all the cadres of health in Nairobi County. We had the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union, led by their chairman and the secretary, together with the treasurer, who was with us. We had our public health union. We had the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers, KUCO, led by their national chairman, who is here, as well as the Nairobi leadership. We had the leadership of the lab technicians. We also had the nurses union, and the leader of the nurses union, Boaz Onchari, is also the leader of the health caucuses in Nairobi of the different unions, 19 unions? 17 different cadres that we have. To begin with, I really want to thank all our medical staff, all the staff in our health facilities in Nairobi. I have gone round last night, late at night I was in Mbagathi Hospital. I also went to Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital. And of course I get reports throughout the day from my CEOs and my executive leadership of health. And I want to really thank the doctors who have continued to offer services. Of course, majority of them have not been offering services because of the national strike that has been there. Now we've had a discussion, and because I told them that the people of Nairobi have signed by their ballot a contract with myself also to deliver health services to them, to make sure that any time they go to a hospital, they will find medicine, they will find the professionals they require, and they'll be treated with dignity and care. That is something that we have worked on diligently for the last 1.5 years, As you know, we came and found a lot of issues, including lack of facilities, lack of ICU in Nairobi. We've been able to provide our first ICU in Bagathi. We have our neonatal ICU the first ICU is in Mama Lucy, together with HDU and a renal unit. We've done NICU in Bagathi Hospital. We have established our blood banks. We have established even just simple infrastructure like lifts, which weren't there. We have unlocked stalled projects in many of our facilities, and we continue to put enormous quantity of resources in the health sector. One of the most critical aspects of delivering health, because you have health financing, you have health commodities, you have the infrastructure, one of the most critical issues is human resource. We take great pride in the men and women who have, for a long time, sacrificed at great expense to serve our people. We have looked at the issues, especially of the doctors in Nairobi County, many of whom were already in the county, but a great number who originally were hired during the period that we had NMS. We've listened to the issues, and we want to announce the following. Number one, the main issues that led to the strike notice and the strike that has been going on are: number one, the issue of posting of interns; number two, the issue of comprehensive medical insurance; number three, there was the issue of delayed salaries and remuneration; and of course, the issue of promotions. There were other issues that included absorption of staff who then were working in the defunct NMS. That is for Nairobi specific. When you look at the main issues are not caused by Nairobi and are not Nairobi issues. If my brother from Citizen TV has a problem, you don't have a strike in Nation. If there's a strike, it's at Citizen. And so we have agreed on a matrix of resolving our issues, and have allowed our doctors to hold a meeting early morning. But as the employer, I have implored upon them that you cannot be on strike for issues of another employer. We have met with the Public Service Board as well, who have joined us, represented by the Office of the Chair and the CEO's office, by the Deputy CEO. And we've even made a phone call to the leadership of the Public Service Board. When we came in, we gave a commitment to be fair, because we need all of this, no matter how they had come into our facilities, we need them to come on board, but through our legal processes as outlined in the law. I'm very happy in the meeting I had, beyond the union, we had individual doctors. And those doctors have said that they themselves have still been offering services. They just want to know whether they will get an opportunity to serve in Nairobi County government. We have consulted with the board, and I've reiterated the commitment that I had made. Of course, you understand that the employer is the Public Service Board, but you have implored upon them, just as you've done in other cadres, that you first start with those who are in your facilities, who have been offering services, who have been, providing much needed healthcare to the people of Nairobi County. We have been following the process in the courts, including the directions issued today by Justice Baram Ongaya. And we're telling our officers, because I have told my CEOs to be on standby, because we need our hospitals full of medical personnel. I have given the doctors in Nairobi 12 hours to show up in our hospitals. Those who want to continue working with the County of Nairobi have 12 hours to show up in our hospitals, because the mandate I have is to ensure that I provide health care to the people of Nairobi. The only concession we can give is if there's that early morning meeting, and then we start at 9 a.m. I want to thank sincerely some of the consultants, some of the medical officers, and even our locum doctors and nurses in our facilities who have continued, despite pressure, have continued to give much needed health services to our people. And what we have told, because many of the issues in Nairobi were that the recruitment of these medical officers who had previously been serving in NMS continue. But that process had been stopped by the doctors themselves when they went to court because of not being sure of whether or not we will absorb them. We have told them that the law must be followed. We've asked them to get out of court so that we can hire. We have issued a notice because we won the case in the Court of Appeal, that the advertisements, the notice actually, of interview is being done within the statutory timeline of 7 days. But while that is going on, even those who, in different cadres, had their contracts with NMS expired and are offering services in our hospitals, to continue offering services in our hospitals, the people of Nairobi need those services. I'm confident that by tomorrow, we will be back at full throttle. We have provided commodities, we provided medicine. We're going all out of our way to make sure the issues, even of the past, including statutory deductions that have not been remitted, are resolved. But as that is happening, we cannot keep lives on the balance, because those are things that have been going on and they need processes. On the first issue, I've told you, interns are engaged by the Ministry of Health, not by the County of Nairobi. The people of Nairobi should not suffer because of that. Number two, on the issue of insurance, our doctors have confirmed that in Nairobi County they have the best comprehensive medical insurance. And the other cadres can also confirm that they receive it, they can get treatment. That had not been the case before. On the issue of salary delays, there are no salary delays in Nairobi. The worst it gets to is possibly the 5th of the month, during the times once in a while when there's delayed exchequer release. But we've gone out of our way, and I'm glad that they appreciate it, to make sure that those who we expect to give Nairobians dignity also receive dignity by getting their salaries on time and by their deductions being sent where they should be sent to on time, whether it is NHIF, whether it is their loans and mortgages, and whether it is pay as you earn to KRA. So I'm very happy that the time you've waited was not in vain. Thank you, the Fourth Estate, because I know you are praying when you are here. You're praying for us, because if you get sick today, you'll go to Nairobi, to a facility here. God forbid, I hope you don't get sick. But if you do, or your relative, you'll go to a facility here. We introduced a new model in our hospitals, which were previously led by medical superintendents. They're now led by CEOs. And I want to just introduce them. We have the CEO of Pumwani Hospital, Madam Kiteshuo. We have the CEO of Mama Lucy Hospital, Alfred is here. We have the CEO of Mama Rachel Hospital, Mutuini. Yes, Obwanda is here. And the CEO of Mbagathi has left to go start receiving staff who are coming back, because we have goodwill. And we've expressed our goodwill to our doctors. I was the chair of labor in the Senate. I was the chair of labor at COG until I relinquished it to Honorable Mutai Kahiga, His Excellency. I feel the issues, but never at any point should we put the lives of Nairobians or of our patients at stake for issues that can be resolved as we go along. Mgomo ya madaktari sio kama ya matatu ama kama ya wale wanasafisha, sio hata kama ya marubani. Mgomo wa madaktari ukitokea, watu hukosa maisha. Jana usiku nikiwa Mbagathi, nilipata kesi ya mama ambaye hakuweza kuangaliwa na wale nurses wetu. Wanaitwaje kwa Kiswahili? Wakunga. Hata mjui. Wakunga, wauguzi. Wakunga ni wale wanazalisha. Wale wauguzi wetu ambao walikuwa hapo hawakuweza kumsaidia, wakapiga simu Kenyatta. Ikasemekana hizi saidiwa, alikuwa tayari amefika sentimita 7, kama mnaelewa mambo ya kuzalisha. Na hata kabla nimpatie suluhisho, walikuwa wamechukuliwa na gari ya Uber. Ningependa kuuliza familia yake, kama wananipata, waweze kutufikia, watueleze hali yake pali yuko, kwa sababu nina hofu tu. Hawakuacha contacts, tulipata watu wameumia, na wale madaktari wachache ningependa kuwapongeza. Na nitapata orodha yao, na nitawapa zawadi kama gavana wao kwa kubaki kwa mahospitali yetu. Ningependa kuambia wenzangu wa KPMDU Nairobi branch, hata kama mko kwa solidarity na wale wa national wenye kuna national issues, kuna njia za kuonesha solidarity bila kuhatarisha maisha ya wananchi wa Nairobi, ambapo kaunti ya Nairobi hamna hoja ya kwenda maandamano nao ama ya kuwacha kazi. I want to implore upon our KPMDU Nairobi branch that there are different ways to show solidarity with your national branch that has issues with the national government without jeopardizing or putting on the line the lives of the people of Nairobi, whose government we have no issues worth going to a strike on. I reiterate my commitment to keep my word, as I always do. All the commitments I've given you, KPMDU, you will see it happening as you continue to improve. Improvement is continuous. People have been enjoying these services. They've been so happy. These media people here always had a story every 2 weeks about Mama Lucy, about Pumwani, about Mbagathi. Hizo stories zimeisha. Sasa hizi ni stories za furaha, za matibabu. Kule Umoja tu annex vipofu wanaona. Karibu tuanze kufanya kazi sasa ya tunalisha watoto. Tunafanya kazi kama ile ya Biblia. And it's beautiful when we see public resources being used for the right reasons for our people. So that is the notice we wanted to issue, and we will check the compliance in the morning. I ask you to be in our facilities as we ensure that we give our people health care. We are on notice to make sure that no matter the outcome, we shall make sure we are fully staffed by the end of tomorrow.
Two questions, Excellency. One, you said that the issues doctors are facing in Nairobi can be separated
Yes.
from the issues nationally, but that may not be entirely true. Given that doctors are also advocating for, the reason they want interns is because they want a fair doctor-to-patient ratio,
Yes.
which Nairobi cannot claim to have achieved. So what is Nairobi doing to ensure that that is achieved? And two, by you saying that they have 12 hours to report to work if they want to work with the county government, are you in other words saying that those who will not have reported will be fired?
Those who will not have reported will have deemed not to be interested in working with Nairobi County, and we shall exercise our constitutional mandate to fill those positions. That one is a promise. Number two, what we've been doing to fill the ratio is hiring doctors. Who has stopped us from hiring the doctors? The Doctors' Union. They went to court to stop because they were not sure if we'll keep our word in engaging those who had been there in NMS. There is no form of hiring called absorption. Even if you want to say in the scoring matrix, anybody who's been working on facilities starts with a higher score, that's a different discussion. But I will not do something illegal because of lack of trust. I have given our doctors a lot of goodwill. I love them. I see the work they do. They save lives, you know. And so we've asked them to extend back goodwill to the people of Nairobi. That lady in Kibra, the people in Mukuru, the people in South C, South B, wherever it is, they don't know CBA, they don't know absorption. When they're treated, they don't know if it was former NMS or current Nairobi County. They just want a doctor. They want to be treated. So part of what we're doing as well is to make sure that our facilities, we have MOUs with the University of Nairobi, with Kenyatta Teaching and Referral Hospital, and Kenyatta University, and I think one or two other, with JQuat, that our hospitals also become teaching hospitals, where we will be able to absorb the registrars who come with their consultants who are teaching them, and even, you know, if allowed, to take interns. Because I want as many health professionals in Nairobi as possible. No one has achieved the ratio, that is true, because of a lot of constraints, including budgetary, but we've made great attempts, you know. We're talking about hiring how many nurses recently? 480 nurses, you know. The doctors are also in their hundreds. In the initial advertisement, some had been left out. We did an addendum that took it to more than 170, if I'm not wrong, to be taken in addition to the ones we already have. So, you know, when you see goodwill take goodwill, you know. Our community health promoters in Nairobi are 7,480, the highest in the county, meaning 748,000 households are covered, you know. Our clinical officers, we are very happy, Chairman, that the Union of Clinical Officers pulled out from court. We've entered into consent with them, and the process of hiring the remainder is ongoing. We've issued notices is coming out tomorrow, you know, and I've told them, if what I've committed to do is not done, then you can strike. But don't, on a balance of probability that the governor might or might not do, there's somebody who will definitely die if you don't go. So what if you don't go? The governor actually does it, but that person dies. What happens? You know? So maisha ya wananchi wetu, na najua ni uchungu sana kwa madaktari wa Kigoma. So nawasaidia. So all the doctors in Nairobi who are hearing me, report to work tomorrow. Your issues have been resolved and are being resolved. And you will get feedback frequently. We've agreed on a working council that will keep giving continuous feedback on the issues that they have in Nairobi. Yes, ndugu yangu.
How many doctors are we talking about affected when the NMS contract?
Around 115, thereabout. And that is why the total now advertised comes to 117. Yeah? So it's 115 who had been there. But you see, for us to take them, we have to follow the procedure. I can't issue an executive order, andika hawa kesho. Nyinyi ndo mtanimulika. You yourselves. Yeah? So the procedure has been, and we had started it. But that process of hiring them was stopped by the courts. Yeah? Despite them still being in our facilities. So we're saying, in fact, the first step of interview, ni nani alikuja kazi kesho? Nani amekuwa hapo? Nani anataka kuhudumia watu wa Nairobi? The notice is 7 days. After 7 days, the interview start. I'm sure all of them will pass. Hakuna ule amesahau ile kitu walifunzwa. And they've been practicing every single day. So that is a good will we're extending to them. Yes, ndugu.
Thank you, Governor. My name is Samson from the Standard.
Yes.
Can we say from the point of view that this is a consultative meeting with doctors here? Second, we all know that the spokesperson from the union is meeting.
Who?
The spokesperson from the union, doctors here.
Who is the spokesperson? Davji. That is a national. He's not my employee.
Should we get another person after this?
Yes.
So what can we say? Can we say you are trying to delete your doctors within the county? From the national government,
No.
away from the national team.
No, number one, I have the Nairobi branch. The Nairobi branch are employees of Nairobi County Government. My brother Samson, if my brother from Citizen has a problem, utaenda kugoma na uko standard. Issue ya standard ndio utafanya ugome. But you can be in solidarity, utapiga picha mbaya kidogo blari. Ama utaandika gazeti polepole. You know, ulikuwa unafanya story 3 ufanye 2, but hawezi goma. Kwa sababu bado kuna employer wako ambaye hajakukosea. Serikali ya Nairobi haijakosea madaktari wetu. But kuna vitu ambao tunafanya pamoja. So I'm not trying to de-whip anyone, but I've advised them that my position also, because I'll be de-whipped by the people of Nairobi, for using their money to pay people who are not in hospital, for having used their money to give insurance that is being asked for. Insurance is the reason for the strike. I'm spending more than 2 billion on insurance. So why should you strike and I've given you insurance? I'm paying you a salary on time. There's commodities in your facilities. I am on the process of hiring more that you want, but you've stopped it. So I've just given them the option of coming back to work tomorrow. And I'm sure we'll be able to, and we work very closely. So they have the right, of course, to refuse my offer. But I've given them an offer. Remembering, we're in a recruitment process. The goodwill I've extended, how it is responded to, determines how we move forward. That's as simple as it is. But I will not negotiate like a deck of cards the lives of Nairobians. That one I will not do. Ya mwisho? Yes, my brother. Yes, Alan. Nijibu na shenga ma Kiswahili. Ya Ghetto Radio.
So I just want to understand whether whatever you're doing, the whole process of
Yes. Yes. Okay. Mm. Yes. Okay. Now I've forgotten your first one.
Excellency, as you answer that,
I haven't forgotten his. Let me. The one is Consultation National Office. Number 2, COG. Number 3, the numbers. Okay. 1. Okay, now you can add.
to answer that, but you say it is a consultative meeting. To be prudent to also hear from the union leadership from here in the county that indeed this is the position they've taken.
Okay, they can address you in the appropriate place. Please give me the statement from COG that has just come in. But anyway, I'll give them a chance. But they've agreed to take our message to their doctors in the morning. They're very happy with 99% of everything, but they have a process of calling off a strike, return to work formula. Those are labor provisions, and I know the labor law. What I'm dealing with now is saving lives. You can be working on your return to work formula while providing essential services back to the people. That can happen. You know, as I've said, this is not a teacher strike. This is not a matatu strike. This is a strike of people who preserve life. On the question of consultation of the national office, I, as the governor of Nairobi, have no mandate to consult the national office. My employees are the officers employed by Nairobi County. In fact, it is actually contestable of whether, because COG is also not an employer. COG does not employ any doctors. It is the public service boards in the specific counties that do it on behalf of the executive. And so that is a legal position. The CBA that they're talking about, there are 47 CBAs. There's a CBA with each county, and there's a CBA with the national government. There's no COG CBA. There's a Nairobi CBA, and our CBA negotiation team has been meeting. They've met twice. I've reactivated them to look at the historical issues that have been there. And so, while they can structurally consult between the county office and the national office, and that's why some of the unions you can see, national chairman is here, also county. We probably should have invited, but I just know they're very busy right now. Davji is my good friend, Atela and the rest of the team. I am addressing not just the union, I'm addressing the individual doctors in Nairobi who have an individual term of service with the county government that we have hired you to offer a service to our people. Everything you have requested for has been given. There is no issue with your employer that needs a strike, go back to work. If you don't go back to work, that is deemed as, it's a disciplinary issue actually, you know, that the process then kick in because we'll just take it as absconding duty. On the 15th of March, COG issued an advisory to members of the COG. The advisory actually was harsher than what I'm saying. They said that there would be a stay of the notice, 6th March 2024, and any consequential action by the members of the union that should the members go on strike, counties should do the following. This is what COG advised. 1, take disciplinary action against KPMDU members who go on strike. They also recommended that we withhold salaries for the period that the strike continues. And they said that we initiate contempt of court proceedings. We did not do that as Nairobi. We opted for dialogue. And that's why we've sat the whole afternoon to discuss. We have not withheld anybody's salary. We've not started any disciplinary action. But we've listened to the issues that they have. Apart from the issues that relate to another employer that I cannot guarantee you, and I have no contract with you to provide interns. I have no contract with you to provide what national government must provide, but I have a contract with you to pay you on time, to make sure of the right staffing. And if I've provided everything that is due to you, and you choose not to go to work, then you're absconding duty. It's as simple as that. And many of them want these jobs, they themselves. So that process is going on, and my goodwill to them is to see, because I have given them commitment, that all of them who have been working with us have in fact, will all be absorbed. That is my commitment, and that's what I've asked the County Public Service Board to do. Of course, I don't direct the board, but they understand that if you had been there internally, our policy as a county for all recruitment is first priority is given to those who are serving internally. That is a county policy in our HR policy. And I've said that policy must apply in this case. Now that offer that I've given, you've made it now 11 hours. Munapunguza. It is reducing in time. I want to release the national chairman and the secretary to go meet their membership, and also to consult with the leadership. And I've advised them, because I'm also a unionist. I used to be. You know, I was the patron of all the watchmen in Kenya. Yes, the Private Security Workers Union is a very serious union with 450,000 people and 250,000 in Nairobi. Yeah? It is a serious one. Tunaweza funga hii mabarabara. But as a unionist, I know that sometimes when there's pressure from the national, you can show solidarity in a different way. Say, okay, my employer, especially when you have a different employer. For me, the issues of Nakuru County, or Mandera County, or Nyeri County should not prevent me from delivering health services to the people of Nairobi County. And that is why health was devolved. Because our counties are unique, and the needs are unique. So this is the Nairobi position that we've been able to give. Asanteni sana. Hii ya leo inasemaje? In fact, ya leo, that there were orders today, 20th March 2023, before Honorable Justice Byram Mongaya at 9:30 to confirm the status of the conciliation process. The Honorable Court noted that the conciliation process is still ongoing and extended time to facilitate further discussions. That's what the court has said. And they've said 5 things. 1, this is a court direction, not just Governor Sakaja's, that orders given on 15th March are further extended until the next mentioned date. 2, that all parties, governors included, are directed to physically attend a meeting convened by the head of public service, and I'll be represented there because you know tomorrow one of my members of parliament lost the father, and I'm going to Nyeri County to consider the issues of the strike notice. We agree. 3, that parties are directed to attend negotiations at Ministry of Labor and Social Protection on 21st of March at 10 a.m. I agree fully. 4, the mention is slated on 3rd April 9:30 to record a compromise of MOU on minimum health services and grievances by the union for further directions, 100%. And 5, that for avoidance of doubt, the strike notice dated 6th May 2024, 6th March, I'm sure that's what they meant, and any strike as flowing therefrom remains suspended to pave way for negotiation and conciliation. So my workers, my staff, there is no strike. The strike is suspended by the court. The strike has been suspended by your governor. Your governor has given you goodwill and commitment to address those issues. You must report to work tomorrow in the morning. Those who've been giving us services, and I'm very happy, some individual doctors, and those who hear me, if you give the notice out, go back to hospital today. Tonight, there are people who need services. There are people who need those services. Those who've been still supporting Asanteni. But we are a country that believes in the rule of law, and this decree by the court must be respected by all of us. In the meantime, even before this, as Nairobi, we've agreed to continue our internal processes. You can chew gum and walk at the same time. So you chew as you're walking. So as we are walking, we are chewing these issues that need us to keep agreeing this process, you know, advertisement 1 week, inaenda, nini. But that doesn't mean we pause delivery of health services. So no strike is legal in Nairobi. That is our position. Go back to the hospitals. And we have 12 hours to implement that. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki. Wacha tuachie hapo. Hapana, wacha waite yao. Mtaribu yangu. Waite yao tafadhali. Asanteni, niko hapa mpaka mu set down.
Wachukue